Guys, I'm just trying to make it proper.
The Mercedes-Benz C63 W204
has to be one of the best Mercedes-Benz ever. Like this model, guys.
You can easily say that this is the first ever Mercedes-Benz AMG designed from the ground up. This is also the first Mercedes C63 because the previous generation was called the C43. So you could probably say this is technically the first fully AMG Mercedes. Back in 2008, when the W204 C63 came out, it had a price tag of $78,000. That's of course USD. Meanwhile,
now in Mzansi, here, let me show you the price tag. Let me show you the price tag in South Africa. W204. Oops. 204 AMG price. Let's check it here. I just want us to, cause I want to do it for my South African viewers. So at home, the price of a used W204, because mostly they are used cars, they are older. In South Africa, can range from around 450,000 to over 1 million. Now the 1 million one is like the Black Series. It's like the Black Series because I last checked it on Auto Trader, and it was going around those prices. Yeah. You see, more Auto Trader, it's like 899,000. AMGC is the coupe, and then the 2013 price on all this the AMG, guys. This thing. You see this one, the 2014 Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG Coupe Edition 507 goes around those 1 million. Guys, this thing's still expensive, still expensive on the market. But anyways, back to the video, guys. Let's go. I was doing it for the South African bros here.
While in Canada, I had a price tag of $83,000. That just gives you a perspective of how expensive cars are getting these days. The good news is that these are getting very affordable. But before you hit the internet, here's a few things that you need to know before you purchase a W204 C63.
Hey man, this thing's I picture myself with this one on the roads there. You know the mummies are gonna love it. They're gonna love these things, you know. Hey.
From 2013 and 2015, Mercedes offered what's called the 507 edition, which from the name, it made 570 horsepower from the 6.2-liter V8 naturally aspirated, but with a few differences. The engine adopts the slightly lighter V8 from the SLS AMG, which included an upgraded ECU, new conrods, a lightweight crankshaft, and forged piston. And then there was the Edition 1, which had limited production model that featured special made paint and upgraded interior, 19-inch matte black multi-spoke wheels. And of course, the well-known Black Series, which was the
Now, that's like my favorite. That one is my favorite car. Excuse me, but the Black Series, guys, nah, those ones. Those ones are mine.
most hardcore C63 W204. It featured a wide-body front and rear fenders, increased power to 510 brake horsepower, rear seats delete of course, increased and revised suspension setup, and it had the optional aerodynamic package.
And guys, have you seen this thing drifting? Let's talk about that. This thing drifting. This thing drifting is a beast. I don't want to lie. I don't know if you've carved it on the internet, man. This thing when it drifts, it does its things. Yo.
Now let's talk about some of the main issues. The good news is that there's not that many, but there's one that is very important, and of course it applies to the first batches of the C63 W204. It's mostly to do with the car's pre-facelift. So that is something you need to know because it's quite important. It has to do with the engine. The head bolts on this thing wear out pretty fast. We're talking about the pre-facelift models, which also led the engine to fail. So that's something you need to keep in mind because you could pick up one of these that looks really nice and clean with a head bolt engine issue and you're stranded with probably thousands and thousands of dollars in issue.
Rents for the South African audience.
There's also some mechanical issues related to the transmission that I read on some forums, but nothing major. What is important is that the pre-facelift models had the issues. After that, they fixed them, they changed them, especially because the 507 got the SLS AMG version of the engine, which of course was absolutely bulletproof. As you can see in this case, for example, this one has had almost no problem whatsoever. Great engine, solid, and great day-to-day car that will keep you on the road safe, and most importantly, it's not going to give you that many headaches. Of course, if you tune it, is a different case. Oh, and another thing I love about these engines, this thing over here, the bonnet, or as we call it in North America, the hood. This thing opens fully as we
call it, bonnet. That is a bonnet. That is a bonnet in South Africa.
You can see. So it gives you access to work around the engine.
But look at this thing, guys. Can you grab this thing? I also like the interior. Like interior, this thing is like so nice. It's not complicated, user friendly. You can tell when it's easy to operate. You know? Like the new ones, Mercedes, you guys need to fix those. Sometimes the interface is not responding. It's a problem.
One thing that I love about this model, the W204, is the interior, and specifically the facelift option. First of all, you got that suede finish on the steering wheel. I love the cluster, that digital and analog mix with separated tachometer, fuel as well, and then the center you got the speedometer with lots of information. There's a little screen in the center for the infotainment display which will do the job just fine. But another thing that I love is all these buttons that you see here, easy to use, the climate unit, not too much of touchscreen, and this thing comes fully loaded with so many options, from power seats, heated seats, which is of course something that is very standard today, different driving modes, and one thing I absolutely love as well is built-in launch control, which for a rear-wheel drive car does very well. So check this out. The C63 W204 came out during
icon. Yeah, orgasms
a time when V8 was taken.
Okay guys, I'm gonna make a part 2 of this video. If you guys like, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you like the reaction videos, because I'm sure I'm gonna work towards a part 2 of this video right here.
Over. It was at the highest peak when this car came out. You had the BMW M3 at that time that was powered by a V8 naturally aspirated. You had the Audi RS4 B7 that used a 4.2 liter V8 making 414 horsepower. You had the Lexus ISF, which is technically the IS 500 that I owned, just a bit more power and all that. And that one used a 5 liter V8. You had the Cadillac CT